All right, we we are live here for a super special episode. My gosh, golly, number 7 of Paper and Plastic with your host Sloth and Dr. Plagus, and we're joined by a very special guest. You can I think he might be down there. Our good friend Exile. Welcome, friend.
Thank you for the invite. I'm glad I was able to finesse the spot on here to chat with my guys, and I can finally, instead of typing in the chat all of my comments, I can just have them right here, and
Yeah.
I can skip that part of it.
I was gonna say it feels like it's been years since we've talked to you for longer than a couple messages back and forth.
Yeah, it's been quite some time. I've been super swamped with work, so like my ability to keep up with comics and like everything collectibles related kind of dwindled down. But it's through you guys I'm able to really know what's happening in the comic verse. So thank you guys for keeping me in tune. I feel like I'm an outcast whenever we're in our chat, and I'm like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Well, we've got a couple fun topics to talk about today as well. Like a little bit of comics, a lot of toy. There's a lot of toy reveals over the weekend,
Nice.
and of course, we can't go much further without wishing a good, happy old merry birthday to our good friend here, Dr. Plagas.
Thank
Happy
God. There we
Yeah.
go.
yeah.
Thank you, man.
I should
Yeah.
have made a banner or something.
We got to cue the happy birthday music. I don't know
I
if it'll get
know.
flagged.
Hold on.
Yeah. Our production value is not quite there yet.
It's our, it's our. We just got to get Sloth just to do it a cappella. That's what
Oh,
we'll do.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. There you go.
a little banner across the
All
bottom
right,
there.
there we go. Let's keep it like that.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, fly on the.
Well, yeah. Thank you guys. And yeah, I'm just like when we first like got the show going, obviously our goal was to have guests at some point. And me and Sloth both kind of like unanimously agreed there was you had the first right of refusal at least, at some point we would have to get a guest on, but it was like we're gonna push to get X on, and we didn't really have to push. That it was pretty easy.
Oh
But
well.
yeah, I mean, you kind of brought us together. Really, I think you two were doing an episode of your show, and I was kind of just tuned in to it in the chat, and I think through your show because I was already following X, I followed Sloth, and then we just got to chit chatting, and then I don't know, an episode or two later, I was on your show, and that's kind of what spawned our little group chat, which was kind of the motivation and the inspiration for this show. So, yeah, it's only fitting that we have you on, and
There you
even
go.
better that it's on my birthday. So,
And I was gonna say, and thank you for choosing us over over Daredevil. So
yeah,
Oh well, yeah. I mean, I'll definitely watch it after the fact, but for right now, we're here, and it's only the first 2 episodes, so it's all good.
yeah,
yeah,
good catch up, easy catch up time, easy catch.
yeah. We couldn't have planned that any better. So, yeah,
It's all good. I mean, over there, it's well, I guess it's 6 p.m. where you guys are at. Well, 6:30.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Gosh. Yeah, I always forget this time difference. Every time we're speaking, I'm like, oh, you guys are still on the same time zone. And I'm over here like on my third dream, and you guys are just like chopping it up.
I know. Yeah.
I
It's
gotta
all
say,
good.
I feel like Hasbro knew it was your birthday coming up
Oh,
because
really?
they revealed something. I hope you haven't seen this yet because it'd be fun to get your reaction. But I'm assuming you have seen it. Uh, this guy here.
Oh,
They're-
yeah.
Oh, that's sick.
Everyone sent it to you immediately.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Does this say retail on that, or?
Yeah, this is like their like how they do like the Captain America shield or like the Iron Man helmet.
Oh, no, did they put a retail price on that yet, or?
A retail price. I'm not too sure. I don't think so.
Yeah, so I did get this sent to me like crazy. I don't even know how many people sent me that. Yeah, that's essentially my new identity there that everyone is seeing. I will now identify as Doctor Doom.
I hope so.
That's not a bad character to identify as. So
Yeah.
take it.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
that's sick.
one of these days, whenever this comes out, you better do an episode in it.
Oh, absolutely.
That would be great.
That's the dream. Daniel Osborne says, "Happy birthday, Doc.
There we
Oh,
go.
nice.
Son of Union Gap. Happy birthday."
Dude, so Son of Union Gap, my buddy there, so I'm not going to Emerald City.
Oh, okay.
So I gave him my 1 in 25 Doctor Doom Maria Wolf variant.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna have her do a remark of MF Doom's mask over Doctor Doom.
Oh, sick.
Dude,
So
please.
hopefully she'll do it. I don't know for sure if she'll be down for that, but hopefully she will be, because that'll, you know how they put his quote in the first page.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hold on, I gotta look up. I'm trying so hard to remember what that cover was.
oh,
And
it's so sick. It's kind of like a pimped out Doom. He's got like the fur coat.
Oh, dope.
He's looking like real, like, I don't know, Cameron.
because that was just called Doom, right? It wasn't called Doctor Doom. It was just called Doom.
Yeah.
Or am I thinking of a different one? Oh no, here it is. Sorry, I'm slowly finding it. Oh, dude,
Of course, Doc has the ego. I don't know what it looks like, but I just know it's crazy. Oh, there you go.
there you go. There you go. Yeah,
Yeah.
dude, I feel like that'd be an easy one to get the MF Doom mask over top.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, I think so too.
It shouldn't even take her that long either. So I mean, I don't know why she'd say no. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
sure she'll have plenty of other people that are asking for larger projects. I guess it really depends on how early he is to the line.
Part of me feels like I've seen her do that before, and that's where the idea came from. I tried to find if anybody else had, but maybe I'm the first to think of it. I don't know.
I feel like I've seen it on other Doom covers for sure.
Okay.
I don't think that one.
Yeah, I don't want to give myself too much credit.
That was still going to be a. When is Emerald Cities? That's got to be coming up
That's March. Isn't it?
Thursday.
Yeah.
on Thursday.
Yeah, Thursday through Sunday.
Ooh, whoa! All right, that came up quick. I will never forget when I was supposed to go to Emerald City Comic Con, and I even won the Funko lottery and everything, and then COVID happened.
Yeah.
But man, that's crazy. I didn't know it was coming up that quick either. Damn.
And I would be going, but I have there's another con I'm going to in 2 weeks, or not this weekend, but next in Portland. So
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's coming up. Man, there's so many things coming up down in the States, but like I think Fan Expo just happened here in Canada, and because that's in Vancouver.
Mhm.
But I don't know if there was really anyone overly notable there. Check.
I don't know if you saw, but SummerCon is getting the Daredevil lineup.
Yep,
They're really stepping their game up.
that's gonna. I mean, that on its own, I feel like right now, there's a lot of hype. A lot of hype.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy.
Wicked Witch of PNW. Also, do we get entries every time we do the Gimme Batman during the live? I think it's just the once.
Oh.
I think, unless we. I feel like then you'd get like a lot of entries potentially. So maybe just the once. We'll see how it goes.
I like the idea though.
Because I think we only have, full disclosure, like maybe 5 or 6 people entered, and then a few of those people will have bonus entries.
Mm-hmm.
So you've got people who want to enter. You still got a few weeks before, and you get this beautiful 9.8 facsimile edition of Batman 251, which we will talk about more a little bit later. But just to plug it in real quick there.
Is there a friends and family extra vote I can get in on that?
We'll give you the special guest.
There you go.
Special guest package comes with 1 vote for you.
I got the +1.
Yeah, you can just get +1, just 1. Wicked of the Witch of PNW also said happy birthday to Doc, just so we don't miss it.
Thank you.
Man, I feel like because there was that toy fair. Is it New York Toy Fair? Was that what it's called? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think did that already happen or is it coming up? Because I think Build-A-Bear is going to be going to that because the CEO and like the founder of Build-A-Bear is I think in town for that. So I don't know if it already happened or it's coming up. So
I believe it happened over the weekend
okay,
because a lot of stuff was being shown on the floor, and I know these ones got Doc pretty excited. Oh no, that's just a big me. There we go.
Oh my
teenage-
god, dude.
So you're gonna have to fill me in a little bit about these docs because I don't know anything about these.
So Stan Sakai is the illustrator of Usagi Yojimbo.
Yeah.
He's a comic book artist, and so he's done a lot of like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle crossover stuff. And so these are pretty much just his like illustrated turtles in figure form, which is just like, dude, I mean,
Comic accurate.
well, yeah, yeah, enough said. Like, I am so hyped for these. I will pay whatever. I mean,
those are sick, especially this year. That's nuts.
yeah, I'll sell a kid. I mean, whatever I gotta do. I need those.
I mean, you got a couple. I mean, you can spare one, I guess.
Exactly.
That'd be a little
I mean,
awkward to talk with the wife on which one, but
what's the going rate? Because yeah, yeah, I'm so hyped for these. Man,
I'm sick.
And I'm assuming because Samrock is raising a point here, saying, "I hope these turtle figures are sold separately and not in a 4-pack."
they're gonna be in a 4-pack. Maybe even
You think even maybe a 5, all 5 of them in one?
maybe not a 5, but I'm almost certain they'll be. I don't know. Gosh, I hope they're in a 4-pack so I can just for sure get them all at once.
I don't know if NECA usually does 4-packs. I don't know.
We have a lot
Make
of
it would
we have
make
a
the
lot
most
of
sense if
4-packs
they
here.
did a 4-pack if it's going to be like a limited quantity. But I mean, I don't know how they're going about that because if it was a limited quantity and it's a 4-pack, like that would definitely bring more allure. I mean, I would love just individual, but I mean, you know, big banks got to do big bank things. So I wouldn't be surprised. But those
Down
are sick.
here, for sure, we have a lot of 4-packs. Like, they did the wrestler turtles in a 4-pack, and I think even a couple years ago they had like the 4-pack of the turtles in their original comic book form. So that's kind of what I'm thinking they'll be in.
I'm looking forward to
yeah.
I only say that because in Canada the 4-pack is $200.
Yeah, they run a lot here too. I want to say like 150 or so. Yeah.
Damn. And for 4, what? Those are usually what, like 80? Are they usually $80 a piece, or are they closer to like 40, $50?
Down here they're close. They're between like 35 and $50. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, I guess that's not that. It's not that.
So I mean,
bad.
even buying them individually, you're still going to be right around that
Yeah.
$150 to $200 mark. But yeah, I don't know. Those are going to be. I feel like those are going to be a hot ticket for sure.
Oh yeah, 100%. And I'm on the account is Toy Shiz,
Yeah.
which is a great source for a lot of this kind of upcoming stuff, especially from the Toy Fair. This was an interesting set from McFarlane, the DC Multiverse stuff. This is I'm not big on the Superman, but I'm going to get it. It comes with a giant Godzilla, so
Wow.
Oh wow.
That's all I need.
That's dope.
So I'm really excited about this one. It's from the Justice League versus King Kong versus Godzilla comic book that they did a little while ago. The Superman isn't cool except for the face. I don't know why McFarlane keeps doing these open mouth screaming faces because they don't translate very well.
No.
But
He's trying
I've
to go
got
for those action shots, so for the toy photographers, so they can get them truly in
they
in,
just
uh,
look
in the light.
he just looks so funny with that face.
Yeah.
I'll just stick a different Superman head on there. I'll call it a day. It'll be all right. But there was this set, and did you see any of the other McFarlane ones? Did you guys a little bit?
I was able to avoid pretty much everything.
Oh, okay. So we've got a couple. They're doing this interesting red label platinum edition.
Yeah, I've been seeing that.
Not sure how I feel about that. Don't know what it means either. So uh, we'll see how that, I guess, they roll out in that regard. But this Superwoman,
Oh,
That's
cool.
dope.
girl, goddamn.
Yeah.
Yeah, the design of the texture on that of the skirt moving is fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. With the wired cape, like that's gonna be a great.
So I like that detail.
The metallic hair, like it just looks so cool.
Yeah.
I like that better than the Super. To be honest.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it looks. This is a figure that's going to sell out immediately.
Yeah.
It's going to be a tough one to find. So you heard it here first. If you can get that pre-order. Samrock says, I think I remember hearing the red platinum edition is rarer chase than the regular version of a chase.
Mm.
Now we have variants of chases now.
God, I really.
I think it wasn't hard enough to find a chase. Now there's like, you know what? On top of the chase, we're gonna add a chase.
I hope that's not completely true.
Yeah.
You know, I wouldn't mind something like that if they at least like. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they do, and I'm off my game. But if at least they numbered it, so it's like if it's a chase or wherever they're doing, if it's a red platinum one, I'm just like let that be like a 1 in 250. Don't just put a red tag on it and say it's a chase because they do that all the time at Funko. They'll say that something's limited and then they'll restock it 4 times, and I'm like,
Oh,
oh,
yeah.
it's limited. So I don't know. I mean, if Rock is right on that, I mean. I don't know. I feel like it needs to be limited at that point. There's no point of just adding different stickers and making it seem as if this one's more rare. It's just not. It's just I don't know. But that's just me being a box junkie where it's like
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, maybe you guys feel different.
I would say yeah. Like I think chases on their own with action figures seems a little unnecessary, if you will. Especially when it's like a company that makes like 1,000 recolors of their own products and like reuse half the bodies anyways. Like just
Yeah.
give us like that's why I like the gold label, because it's an exclusive that's still, harder to find, but they're a little bit easier to find and you're not really like rolling the dice on a chase. I don't know.
I don't know, maybe, or even if they did that red platinum sticker, maybe it's just like a short comic run where it's like really a deep cut, where like I can actually justify like grabbing this in comparison. So if I see the regular version and then a chase version and this red platinum one, it's like, all right, cool. At least I have my different options. And it's like if it's a short series run of, I don't know, a random, Scarlet Spider variant that we only saw for a couple, issues. I'm like, I would pay top money for that. But I'm like, if it's just a Scarlet Spider that has the same shit as everything else, like it doesn't make sense to me. But I don't know.
Sam Rock, being our little fact checker here, I appreciate it so much. He says, I looked it up with this exact wording from Google. The red platinum edition from McFarlane Toys indicates that a figure is a unique, limited edition, and exclusive character. Don't know how that differs from like a platinum edition.
I don't know. But also, what does limited edition mean? Like I said, if they don't put a number to it, it's like I'm over it. That's kind of why I'm over like Funko. I used to love when they had like it limited to 250. Now it's just like, all right, well, it's limited to the con, but it's like, I mean, did you make 30,000 of the sticker? And also, it's so easy to replace those stickers now that like, I don't know. I think they have to do a better job in, making things more sought after. I'm all for the different designs, but it's like if they're gonna start thinking about how to make the boxes and stickers like a thing again, Like, it's got to be more than just throwing a random figure and be like, "Hey, this is limited, and you have to believe us because we said it."
Because we said it. Yeah, that's exactly it, isn't it?
Well, it's like this last series that came out with Guy Gardner, Power Girl, and Captain Cold. Like the Platinum Edition, Guy Gardner and Power Girl hit stores all over the country before the regular ones. It was like they were only sending out the Platinum Editions. So yeah, that. It's weird. It doesn't really. None of it makes sense to me.
But I fix I don't know
Yeah, you're
why I
good,
was
buddy. You're
sideways
good.
for
A
I
little
was like
different
trying to
than
multitask
IG.
and listen to Doc and like try to make myself not look sideways on here. I'm like, this is terrible.
Uh, Samrock says, so what it is, the red version is completely different character. Like instead of a character being a different color, it's completely different. Okay, so that could be like when they released the Robin of Earth 2 and then the Chase version, the Platinum version was Flash. That makes some sense.
Okay,
All
yeah,
right.
sure.
I'm with that. All right.
That's because I saw they also released or announced this guy, which is the DC Red Platinum version of Mr. Terrific,
Oh wow.
which is a figure that's already out. Already has a regular platinum version. So I guess this will be the chase to a different character altogether. I don't know. I don't know. But apparently this is coloring based off, I guess, his look in the animated one of the animated shows. He was in the black and yellow kind of look.
Okay.
Too sure. I'm not too sure, but that's where we're at with those guys. Did Marvel really announce anything at that toy fair other than the Doom helmet? Oh,
I don't know. I thought
I
there.
guess
I
if you're
thought I was.
releasing that, that's all you have to.
it
Yeah.
was the X Force
Oh,
Archangel.
that's right. Yeah.
Oh, that is sick, dude.
The
Yeah, I
wings.
like that.
That's dope.
Yeah, and then I think they were just kind of showing off the.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, right there, the X-23 and Warpath.
Warpath. Yeah,
Yeah,
man, that's actually going to be a really cool little set, like the little
yeah,
Force gang. Wow, that actually looks really good.
That's such a good piece to just have in the background for something. That's just
yeah.
that'd be
Anytime
perfect for one of Doc's posts.
that too. Yeah,
There you go.
I bet he's got lots of X Force just waiting for a good post.
Yeah, I do.
I don't know if there was two. I know there was the last Ronin reveals as well.
Oh yeah, and those are just though. I think those are just recolors,
Okay.
which they're just kind of. I don't know. They're kind of. This might be a hot take, but they're kind of beating a dead horse with all of this.
Okay. I don't know anything about it, so I want to hear the hot take.
Yeah, those bottom pieces are new, but I don't know. I can't imagine that they're and then you got the Last Ronin continuation series here, which I don't know how hot that is. I can't imagine they're making a ton of money off of these figures because they're they're pretty niche, you know?
Hmm, okay.
Um, unless they're just banking on Ninja Turtle collectors just collecting any Ninja Turtles. But
I mean, they
Which
might be running off the coattails of the all the last Ronin
oh yeah, the
the
game.
anime like movie
Oh,
or
that's right.
something like
Yeah,
yeah,
the
yeah. So
movie.
maybe they're just trying to build steam for that with this.
Sure.
But
Yeah, and that
I don't know.
totally there'll totally be a resurgence when that movie gets going for sure.
Yeah.
that's going to
I
be
mean,
anime.
I loved The Last Ronin. It was a great series, but I just feel like they're as far as the figures go, they're running that out.
Looks like there was actually a few more McFarlane ones. We got a nice little Jim Gordon.
I saw that, yeah, and
Uh,
I stopped the video.
whoa, whoa! I don't even know what this is.
So I think that
Final Suit Batman mega
night,
figure.
yeah, I think this is Nightfall, like the end of Nightfall.
Oh, that's a cool looking.
I might
Looks
be
like
wrong.
the Elemental Hero from Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I was seeing something.
Insane. That'd be
Uh,
nice.
seeing all these guys. Oh, okay, yeah, we've got the
Oh,
Okay.
Hawk Girl. Dang.
Hawk Girl. Looks great.
Do we even have a comic accurate Hawkman?
Yeah, we do. It
Oh,
was
there is.
it was one of the original, like the first one of the first 5 of the collector edition.
Okay.
No, there is a Hawkman. Is it Hawkman? Okay.
I'm gonna try and grab a book real quick.
Okay, yeah, for sure.
Hmm.
Oh man, he's gonna know
Okay.
on. What was that?
Oh, I was trying to see. Oh, okay.
That's the Green Arrow,
Yeah.
Connor Hawk. Speaking of Hawkeye, and then an Hour Man, which is this is just the Spectre reused so hard. The Spectre from the Crisis on Infinite Earths figure. Then you got this really cool.
Oh,
Like,
this is yeah, that would be perfect with one of Doc's books.
well, they're doing like the Funko thing with like the comic covers.
Oh yeah, I mean that's dope. I mean, I tried to stay on with the comic covers, but then they just kept on just releasing and releasing. I was like, all right, well, these aren't small collectibles for me to just have, and I was like, you know what? Let me just stick to the ones that I really rock with. But I mean, some of them are super fire, but some of them I have to remind myself, I'm like, I have the physical copy already, so I'm like, why am I having? I don't know.
Because aren't they doing? They're doing the Spider-Man #1 from McFarlane, right? But they're doing
Yes.
it in the white and the black suit, or the red and the black
Yeah.
suit. Yeah,
The symbiote.
yeah. Freaking Funko doing Funko things.
I
Which
just want to
they
shout
know
out
their core
Keith in
audience
the chat
because
too.
I almost went for it. So
Yeah, you missed. There's another Green Arrow coming out, the Connor Hawk one,
Oh wow.
which I think he's Teen Titan. No, maybe it's Teen Titan. I don't know. Uh,
Ooh.
I was joking with X here a second ago. This is just the Spectre reused, just so blatantly
Yeah.
for Our Man there. But Our Man's still a cool JAL figure.
that's one of those where they made so many of the one model that it's like, you know what? Let's not waste money on making a different model. Let's just I mean, Funko does that all the time. They'll use the same exact model, change a couple like details, and it's like, oh no, it's the same thing. We're like, it's not.
No, that's the cutting corners way, I guess, to go about things. But I don't know how many companies. I mean, I guess it's just the affordable toy lines, right? That probably do that more often than.
Oh, for sure, yeah. Because I doubt like Hot Toys is doing something like that. Just because I mean they put so much detail and like thought into their stuff that like I mean it would even make sense, and they would easily get called out for that. Like Funko's, nobody's gonna call them out because I'm like, dude, you're paying $12 for things. Like relax, it's not that serious. Hot Toys, I mean you're paying a pretty penny, so I mean that you have more to yell at them for, and I mean not to say that they'll listen, but I'm sure there's a strike for Hot Toys, they'll listen. If there's a strike for Funko, and I'm like, oh, we're gonna get a bunch of 6-year-olds begging their parents for this 4-inch pop anyway. So like, get over. And that's the state that they're in. So
Yeah.
So I'm just so curious what book Doc went and grabbed now.
I
Yeah.
was looking to for that Batman that we were looking at. But I didn't have it. But I'm pretty sure it's like the tail end of Nightfall. He puts together that suit to fight Bane. I think, I'm not sure.
Okay.
It's night something.
Yeah, I can't remember. Yes.
Right around Batman issue 500.
Okay, I have no idea. I'm lost. I can't remember. And then today they announced a new Daredevil Born
well,
Again.
as they should have.
Yes, they should have. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't miss the mark with their drop. I don't know.
Do you guys have any Daredevil action figures or anything?
I just have the comic accurate Marvel Legend.
I think I may have just have like a Daredevil like pop, but it's not from like I think it's the comic version. It's not from the actual series because I wanted that, but it's a little pricey, and I don't care that much anymore to pay that much for a Funko.
Man, our audience is such good fact checkers. It's Night Quest. Night
Okay.
Quest.
There we go.
Okay.
That was the Batman. Probably, most likely, that's the Batman for that giant mech looking figure.
Your
Yeah.
people are basically you whenever I ask anything in the chat that I could easily like Google.
It's because I can't Google as easily right now during the show.
Yeah.
It's really
I'll
it.
ask something random and it'll just be a thought, and I could genuinely just Google it myself, and
Yeah.
then you'll just come back. I'm like, oh, well, now I feel like an
Oh, yeah.
asshole because
I don't even bother Googling anything. That's what Malcolm's for.
Yeah.
he is the Google.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give you a straightforward answer. I won't make it convoluted. I'll let you know.
No, for sure. I think it was because you mentioned one time you were just like, I think you were just joking. Well, not. I think. I know you were just joking. You're like, well, I mean, simple Google, right? I was like, you're right. I'm like, you're absolutely right, and I'm so lazy to
Yeah.
open up Safari and Google this when I know that Sloth knows all things. So, and even if you don't, you're on the Google immediately.
Well, I appreciate that. You think of me first and foremost. I appreciate that, and I'll take any reason to chat with my friends about anything. So that's it
Remember,
works
Ask
out.
Jeeves is gonna be Ask Sloth.
Yeah.
We're gonna bring that.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do that.
Ask Sloth. Oh, that could be a little fun segment. I won't Google anything. I'll just try to remember.
There you go. Hashtag Ask Sloth, and just
Yeah.
get people in the comments to start asking me random shit.
Yeah, nice little intro.
There you go.
We're just getting so sidetracked today. Were there any other reveals, Doc, that you can think of from the weekend? I think that was most of them, if not all of them, that kind of
Yeah.
mattered to us.
Yeah, the Stan Sakai Turtles was really just the big one.
Yeah, that's the highlight. Man, I wish I knew if I could find, because there was a little bit of Spawn stuff revealed, but I don't know if it was ever like officially posted anywhere, if it was just kind of floating around there somewhere. Because I think they're doing a bunch of Mortal Kombat stuff,
Mm.
and I thought not just Spawn, but and then I think they did the Rat City figure that's coming out.
Oh, wow.
Let's see if I can find it somewhere.
That's sick.
Yeah, because the Rat City one was really cool. I don't know if I can find it. Yeah, I don't know if I'm not seeing it right off the bat here. Oh well. Maybe we'll try to find it again later. So I figured, once we kind of wrapped up talking about some of those toy stuff, we can maybe talk about something we haven't really talked about at all on the show before. And that's, everything starts from comics, but it ends up on our silver screen, and in the form of the MCU. Thank you, Disney. But so this was just an easy topic that we know X. He's seen the movies. I'm assuming most of them. Doc's seen the movies.
I would say probably all of them, maybe the exception of. I mean, I don't know. I can't think off the top of my head, but I would say I'm very privy to the MCU and the shows. So some of them I'd rather not have watched. But I guess we'll get into that.
So I'll quickly ask: have either of you seen the new Captain America movie yet?
No, but I've had mixed reviews of it.
So I went onto Rotten Tomatoes earlier and I looked up their ranking of all the MCU movies. They included that one on there as the third worst.
Wow.
So for our sake, I basically took the top 5 and I took the bottom 5 or 6. I skipped that one because I assumed none of us had seen it yet. And so what we got is a little bit of a tier list. So we're going to talk about these.
Oh, I love this. I feel like I'm actually on the YouTubes now. This is great. I watched so many of these. I'm fine.
Yeah.
We're live on the YouTubes.
This is great.
So all the ones in the bottom, we're going to just kind of pretend aren't there, unless we really feel inclined to talk about one of them. But according to Rotten Tomatoes, the top movies was Black Panther, Avengers Endgame, Iron Man 1, Thor Ragnarok, Spider-Man, No Way Home. Those were the top 5. According to Rotten Tomatoes. I feel like that's already a pretty simple. It's a take. I think most people would say it's a fair take. Not my personal take for sure, but we'll get to it.
Okay.
Their top 5 worst: Ant-Man Quantumania, The Eternals, The Marvels, Thor Dark World, Thor Love and Thunder, and then the Ed Norton version of the Hulk, which I guess is
I
technically
mean, that's okay. I mean, I'm not. I don't know if I want to include that. It's like so.
that's
I
why we
mean,
got
whatever.
that's why we
I
got
guess
6
I
in the bottom.
understand.
That's why we got 6, just in case.
Um,
Is any of these ones anyone want to jump at to say that's a good middle, that's a good average movie? Any of these ones?
Listen, I love No Way Home, but I love No Way Home not because I thought it was a great movie. I think it was the callbacks to stuff that we obviously were looking forward to, and I think they overcompensated with that. Where it's like, I mean, overall, it was cool, but like the reason why it was cool is because they brought back, Electro. They brought back obviously Toby and Andrew Garfield, and like, I mean, that's what really won it over. And I love seeing Toby again because that's my Spider-Man. Although I don't think he's the best actor of the three, but there would be no Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland if it weren't for Toby. So, however you feel about Toby in the chat, not that anybody has anything going on in the chat about it, but yeah, I wouldn't say it's the top five, and I'm a Spidey guy through and through as I wear this Iron Man shirt, but um, yeah, I don't know. I would say what is it? It's fantastic average. I would say it's. I mean, maybe hot take. I would say it's average. I mean, I thought it was dope, but I feel like they overcompensated with just the cameos.
I think you're 100% on the nose with that one.
Yeah.
But how about you, Doc? You think that's a fair assessment?
Yeah. So what are our tiers again? Remind me.
We got this is just the default. It says masterpiece, fantastic, average, bad, disaster.
Okay. Yeah, I would probably put it average. I'm kind of right there with X. Like a lot of my favorites are kind of the first, like the first Spider-Man movie with Toby. One that's not on there, the Guardians of the Galaxy. I really liked. And then yeah, like Iron Man 1. That one was really on point for me. I remember when that came out, and that was kind of like, a next level of superhero movie in a way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would put it's No Way Home.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would put that one average for sure.
Which I feel like is a hot take on its own, but I think when you think about it, I think you're right. You're right on the money. It is just a bit of a gratuitous cameo fest, but
Yeah.
I think that's what we wanted from it. So I think
Yeah.
it worked.
Well, it was the worst kept secret because everybody already knew that Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire are going to be it. So, like, I mean, it was just a matter of how they were going to implement it. And I think they did a great job with it.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean, I was a sucker for it. I watched it. I rewatched it. I got it on DVD. So me saying it's average is like maybe crazy, but like when I have to be realistic, I mean, I did it because of the nostalgia from it. But I mean, if that's the only thing that they can offer, I mean, I almost attribute it or not attribute. Similarly to like when they did the live action of The Lion King, and not to go into a Disney sphere, but it's just like the only reason why people thought it was good is because of the casting, because it was a shitty National Geographic doc that they tried to make it look like it was a movie. I'm like, this is garbage, but they said Beyonce is in it and Donald Glover and said, this is it, and I was like, well, it's not, but whatever. I think that's the same thing. They overcompensated with the big names in it, and they were just like, you know what? Let's go for it. And I mean, whatever.
So here's a question for you then: Ant-Man Quantumania, is it better?
No, not at all.
No, I don't.
Not a chance in hell.
Would you agree with saying that's the worst MCU movie?
Quantumania?
Yeah.
No, it's not the. It's not the top five. It's not a. I would say it's the bottom tier, so it makes sense being in disaster. But I mean,
I did. It could have been worse.
I don't know. I mean, I remember when the Captain Marvel was getting a lot of hate, and then I rewatched it, and I'm like, it wasn't a bad film. Like Captain Marvel was in a lot of people's like worst films, but I think they were just being sexist for the most part, because it really wasn't bad. It was a decent film. It wasn't a great film, but like, I mean, she's badass. I mean, when you get over the fact that she's a woman, which a lot of people can't, muster up the idea to accept that. But you know what? I'm looking at the options here. Maybe it is the worst movie.
What
Or
do you
maybe
think?
Eternals, but I feel like Eternals didn't get the right. I think where Eternals lost it was that there wasn't really a build-up, and there should have been more. They should have implemented them a lot more before they made a movie about them. So it's really hard to get people to hop on board with people that aren't really privy to who they are. So like everybody, we're gonna love the Spider-Man films because we all know who Spider-Man is. We're gonna love the Thors. We're gonna love all those big names. But when you're introducing someone like a group like the Eternals, like, well, who are the Eternals? It's just
You're
like,
getting ahead of us. You're getting ahead of us, though.
oh,
You're getting
sorry.
ahead of us. Reining you back in.
Oh, sorry.
Doc, did you have any serious thoughts about Quantum Mania as a movie?
Quantum Mania, I wouldn't have at the bottom. I'd have it at the second to last. Fair.
Okay, yeah.
I mean, it didn't really move the needle too much, but I really did
It was fun.
appreciate the performance of Kang. And I liked, how they brought in the Council of Kings at the end, which is, kind of a big deal in the comics. And a little disappointed that, at least for now, we're not getting more of that character. Maybe that will change, recast or reacceptance, whatever the case may be. But I was kind of looking forward to getting more of Kang, because he's a huge villain, and like I think they were kind of building up to something. Although before all of the stuff went down, there was talks of him kind of being the big bad, not
He was
Doom,
going
and
to be
like
the new Thanos. But
right, and Secret Wars was going to be based around him and not Doom, and I really didn't like that. So I think at the time that it came out, my answer would have been like not even on this list. But now that it's, now that things have corrected themselves and it's going in the direction it needs to go in, now I'm kind of like, well, I still kind of want more Kang. So I liked that portion of the movie. Um, so I wouldn't have it at I see some others that are way more worthy of that bottom spot.
Yeah, I agree. There were some spotty moments.
Yeah.
But I think that's really the extent of the poorness of that movie. It was a couple spotty moments.
Looking at it from my comic book nerd biased and like, it's got to be comic book accurate. Like their Kane casting was great. His performances were great. That was a great rendition of a comic book character. And so it scratched a little bit of that itch for me.
And then there's the other side of it where we get MODOK, and you're like, no.
Shout out Bill Murray.
Yeah, they kind of.
Oh, Bill Murray. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I mean, he kind of is that pathetic character in the comics too, but not quite to that extent.
Yeah.
Would you guys agree in saying that Black Panther belongs in Masterpiece? I don't feel that way personally, but that's just me. That's just me.
I would drop it down one.
Okay.
In my opinion.
Okay. X, would you say that's accurate?
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. When I first saw it, I thought it was overhyped.
Yeah.
And then I rewatched it, and I was like, you know what? With the soundtrack, the soundtrack's incredible. Probably top 5. I mean, if not the best soundtrack in all of Marvel. But also, I mean, it was through Kendrick, and he can't really miss right now. So
yeah.
But after rewatching it, I mean, I would say it's fantastic. I wouldn't say it's a masterpiece. But there could be an argument for it, but I think the only argument realistically is because of the downward slope that they've kind of been on. So it's like you get to appreciate the older ones now, and it's like, oh, well, the things that we thought were kind of mid or not as good average. Now that we have something to compare to, it's like, yeah, Black Panther maybe at the time wasn't the greatest, but now we have like Quantumania. So like, let's see where we're at with the tier list. So yeah, I would probably say fantastic. But like I said, there might be an argument for masterpiece.
It's
I'd say
weird that the peak of like these movies, the best it ever was, we're talking like, you know, what, 10 plus years ago
Yeah, it's been
or whatever it's been. It's like
when did Black Panther come out? Hold on.
that
I'm
if
looking
that
at
feels
maybe
like
not
forever
maybe
ago.
not quite 10, but I mean it sure feels like it.
Yeah. Well,
2018 Black Panther. Just for
everything
reference.
after COVID feels like forever. I mean, before COVID feels like, I mean, a century ago. So
Yeah, right, right.
whatever it is, 2018, add 5 to that because it doesn't seem like life was real before COVID happened.
Well,
I'm
I thought we'd been group chatting for like over 3 years, and then I looked back at the live show that we were all on, and it wasn't even like it was like 2 years. It wasn't even that long.
Oh, well,
time is flying.
Feels like forever though.
uh, I was circle back to what X was saying here a little while ago with the Eternals.
sorry.
I love this movie. I rewatched it recently, and I was like, this is a good movie. I understand the issue with no one knowing who these characters are, but by golly, was the casting great? Great cast all around, and the movie was just very cinematic. Just just did cool things, I thought. So, hot take, I'd put this up in fantastic personally, but that's just me.
Okay, so I wouldn't go that far. I would drop it personally would drop it down to the mid, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Um so I've read the original Eternals and it's good stuff. However, if you were to make a movie of it in modern times, what you'd have to do to make it, more you couldn't make it the way it was originally written. It's too I don't know what to call it, but this was a great modernization of this story arc and these characters for sure. Um, the only thing I don't like is that it kind of like doesn't really intertwine with what's going on, and I feel like it should.
Yeah.
And they got to bring them in, and maybe they have plans to. I don't know. But it's just like you've got a dead celestial in the middle. Yeah, you know what I mean. Like you
Yeah.
have that, but I, we don't know about it. The other superheroes don't know about this and everything else that's going. I mean, it just like a lot of it doesn't make sense.
And I believe that the celestial that's been at the end of the movie that's in the ocean is tying into the new Captain America plot, I believe.
Oh, okay. I think I heard something about that, which is great. That's great.
X, do you have any more thoughts on the Eternals?
I'm gonna go with Doc on this. I would say it's average. I don't think it should get the flack that it does, but like I said before I didn't know I was
Yeah.
jumping ahead. Sorry. Yeah, I think it really just comes down to I have to think about the people that aren't as savvy with book knowledge and that's really who Marvel's unfortunately catering to because that's where the money's at. They're going for the casuals, and I feel like Eternals, I think Doc makes a great point where like it doesn't really fit in the timeline. It doesn't really make sense. And even if they are throwing the celestial being, it's kind of like almost forced in a sense where it's like, you know what, we had these guys, let's give them a redemption arc and kind of give them a little role here. But I think it should have been like a one shot. It should have been like something like a like that werewolf by night or,
Mm,
or or that something like that where it's like a very niche, not niche, but a character that not everybody knows about. You give them a very short, dedicated film for them, open up the idea for them to be in something else, or just let them live in this one singular film or series. But yeah, I mean, I would say it's not the worst, but if I'm thinking about it from a casual standpoint, I'm like, I would understand why it would be a disaster because who the hell are these people besides
Yeah.
Harry Styles and Angelina Jolie and Kamal Nanjiar, or I forget his name. It's like
Well,
that's
even
great, but
Selma Hayek's in there, man.
oh, well, yeah, but it's like also, are we watching it because of who the characters are, or are you watching it because Salma Hayek's there?
Well, yeah,
It's like, I mean,
because Selma's there, obviously.
Harry Styles brought in a bunch of people, and like he's done other acting gigs, but I'm sure a lot of people watched the movie specifically just to simp over Harry. Which, like, I mean, great casting decision on their part. They're not dumb. You get this super attractive, singer, and people are gonna watch it regardless if he's trash or not. But I mean, I don't know. It kind of seemed like a money grab just to throw in a couple of big name actors and see if they fit into the mold. But obviously, none of them really made their way into the MCU overall. So I don't know.
I will say I do like your point in introducing characters who are unknown as like a special feature.
Yeah.
Like it would be actually really cool to have seen the Eternals with this casting in like an hour and a half, hour long thing that's takes place way long before anything we've seen in the MCU happen. Like give us some prehistoric stuff or medieval stuff or use a completely different like world that's set before the MCU or whatever. I think that would have been probably the better approach
Yeah, I
for
feel
that.
like you just got to ease these people into it. It's like almost like I like what they do more with the series now than what I do like in their Marvel like the movies. I was just like, I mean, everybody was like crapping on Miss Marvel,
Mhm.
and like I didn't think it was terrible. I'm like I thought it was dope. I mean, also it was based in Jersey City where I am from, so I'm very extremely biased, but I think that was the way to go about it. And however, she captured herself in the Marvels, which I'm sure we'll get to. I'm
Yeah.
like, at least you know who the hell she is now, and she's not just some random person, because Photon, we kind of knew about already. So I mean, if you watch Captain Marvel and you weren't shitting on it for the fact that it was Brie Larson.
I will say, because that is the next one we've got here. I'd almost put it above Quantum Mania, personally. But I wouldn't put it with Spider-Man and the Eternals, but
Yeah.
I'd put it above Quantum Mania for sure. Uh, that movie was just like the perfect little like hour and a half, just little like fun
Yeah.
adventure, right? I don't know. I feel like some people take those movies a little too seriously for sure. Do you have any thoughts on the Marvels, Doc?
I actually never watched this one.
Fair enough.
I never made it through her TV show,
Fair.
and so I think that kind of stopped me from watching the movie. No reason in particular, just I'm pretty behind on like the last couple of years worth of stuff.
No.
West Coast Avengers just dropping in to say happy birthday to Mr. Doctor of Eastern Washington. Oh, Mr.
Thanks,
Doctor.
Dave.
Mr. Mac. I was like, what the what?
He's a good guy right there.
One of the best, from what I've been told. I haven't met the fellow yet, but hopefully one day, if we ever get to hunt him down in Washington,
Yeah.
he's invited.
Yep.
Would we say it's safe to say that Endgame is a masterpiece?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think. I think that's one of the few that everyone can kind of. And I don't know why is Infinity War not up there?
Infinity War was not in the top 5 MCU movies. No.
Wow, that's
I
crazy.
mean, that's kind of insane. You know what? I can understand an argument where it's almost not fair to put those like in the same realm as everything else because they obviously the budgeting for those movies is far more than any other movie and like those are the big mega ones that you're looking forward to, so it's almost like in its own class tier where it's like, I mean, I don't want to gas it up and say past masterpiece, but it's almost like those that Avengers Endgame and Infinity War kind of like, I mean, it's almost the perfect trilogy outside of Lord of the Rings, but um,
Forget
yeah, I'm
Age of
surprised
Ultron, bro.
Infinity War is not up there, but whatever. We're on Endgame, so
For
Yeah.
reference, Infinity War is number 15 on Rotten Tomatoes, and it is placed right between Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 and Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Holy crap, that is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, luckily Rotten Tomatoes has, in my opinion, no credibility.
Yeah.
Whenever I watch anything, like I look at Rotten Tomatoes and be like, oh, okay, so it's probably a decent movie if they gave it a 30%,
Yeah.
because I mean they're just there for clickbait. So
Infinity War's in my top 5, maybe
yeah, I
even my
mean, I don't
top
know,
3.
I don't know how do you put it at 15? I
Yeah,
mean,
that's wild.
that's insane. But like I said, I mean, that's what they get paid to do, is just create banter like this for people to talk
Yeah.
about it, and for me to get pissed off and be like, how the and
And
Ant-Man and
then,
the Wasp I thought was fun, but I
yeah,
don't know. I mean, it's not in the
Yeah.
same stratosphere as the Infinity War. Especially, I mean, if you remember, and maybe you got, obviously you guys have your own experience at the theater. If you did watch it in the theater, I'm like, I feel like everyone collectively was like, "What the actual like?" When he snaps and everybody just starts disappearing, and everybody's in the movie theater is like, "What is happening right now?" And it was like only a year later they came out with the, the 1-2 punch, and Endgame was just like everything you could have wanted. I mean, when Cap grabs Mjolnir in that, wild scene, and Avengers Assemble is like, I mean, there's very few times when you're sitting in a theater and the entire theater is just like, wow. Because you go
Yeah.
to a theater, sometimes there's some obnoxious people and you're kind of like, you're doing too much. But it was one of those times where everyone could be obnoxious and everyone could be, animated and be like, this is crazy. Did you see that?
yeah,
Yeah.
And I'm somebody that, like, don't talk to me when I'm in the theater. I'm locked in. But that
For
time
real.
I'm looking
Yeah.
over and I'm like, did you just? I don't know. I mean, masterpiece. I mean, I don't know how it can be anywhere else.
you remember seeing it in a theater, Doc?
Yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. There's that like what he was just saying. There's only been 2 times I've experienced and that was with Infinity War, or I mean, Endgame.
Yeah.
What he was just talking about, and Star Wars Episode 1, when the music hits and the text starts scrolling. Those
Yeah,
are the only 2 times I've experienced that. So yeah,
that's awesome. That's
Also,
so.
masterpiece.
just to add a point to Endgame thing, I was so excited to see Endgame. We went to go watch it. So it came out on Thursday, like
Mm,
Thursday night. It usually, it drops that day, and then it officially drops like Friday.
yeah.
And the movie theater we went to, something happened to the movie screen, and like we couldn't watch it. And I was so pissed because I was waiting a year for this. This is like I prepped for this.
Mhm.
And I was so scared that people would spoil it that I immediately found the earliest booking for a movie screening the next day.
Yeah.
So I went at 5 in the morning
Oh
to go
wow.
watch. It was the first screening of the day. I mean, it was a BS like theater. I was like, you know what? I have to watch it. And obviously, you guys remember it's like 3 hours long. And I went straight from there to work, and I was so exhausted. But I was like, you know what? No one's spoiling this for me, because that's how important that movie was for that phase and for the MCU in general. So
Yeah.
You just blew my mind by saying there's a movie theater that plays movies at 5 o'clock in the morning.
I didn't know that it was an
That's
option. I just remember being in the Uber, and the Uber driver's like, "Hey, like, where are you going?" I'm like, "I need to go watch Endgame." He was like, "You're going to a movie theater?" And I was like, "Did you not see the location that you're driving me to? Like, what are you talking about?"
That's crazy.
I was like, he didn't understand it. I was like, you don't get it, which is fine.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's crazy. Okay, Endgame masterpiece.
Yeah.
Thor, Dark World, Thor, Thor,
It can stay there.
Thor. You
Yeah.
can say there.
It can stay there.
All of them. All of the Thors can stay there.
Yeah, you'd even put Ragnarok up down there.
Oh, is Rag? Oh,
No,
I'm sorry. I
Ragnarok,
didn't
I would
realize that
say.
was on our list.
Yes.
No,
Yeah.
that one. Yeah, that one deserves to be up higher for sure.
Iron. So the last two then would be Iron Man, the first one, and does anyone have any strong thoughts on the first Iron Man movie?
I love it. It's one of my favorite. It's in my top 5 for sure.
Okay, X,
I don't
X.
know about a I don't know about a masterpiece, but I would say
Yeah.
fantastic.
I'd say
Yeah.
fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and
that.
it's
Yeah.
not
That.
even its fault. It's just it's an early film, and like they were still working on things, and you can argue that if it weren't for Iron Man, being such a commercial success at the time, that we would even have half of the movies that we have now. I mean, in a sense, Tony Stark is the Tobey Maguire of the MCU, where it's like if it weren't for him and what he was able to do in that trilogy, we wouldn't have some of the things we have now. But I mean, if you want to pay respect to you know, the OG MCU films, maybe you say it's a masterpiece. But if you want to be realistic, I'd say it's a fantastic movie. I think it holds up well, especially with the CGI that we have now, and it's like it it was ahead of its time for in a sense, and you know, especially I think that was around the transition or around the same time as the Edward Norton Hulk. No,
Yeah.
I think it was around like 2008 is I think when Iron Man came out, and Hulk came out maybe around the same time, and
I believe so. I've got 2008 for both of them. Yeah.
okay, yeah. So it was kind of like a nice transition. You can kind of tell in the filming it was almost the same kind of vibe, except Iron Man just did a lot better than the Edward Norton one, which I didn't think Hulk was terrible, but also I don't know if I would consider that part of the MCU like that.
Yeah.
Like that's super early. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Like I don't know because I feel like if Iron Man, in my opinion, is like the first like actual film in the MCU to start everything. You
Yeah.
know, so to have a Hulk kind of be based on, you know, I guess whenever it released, be the first one, I'm like doesn't make sense, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll leave her in Fantastic then.
I'm
Yeah.
good with it. I would argue masterpiece just because it was
I mean,
like 10 minutes into the movie, you're like you knew this is Tony Stark. Like he did the character
perfect.
so
Yeah.
perfectly and for so long. I mean, it was like match made in heaven, you know. So, but I'm good with fantastic.
I'll put it above Black Panther for you on the list here.
Definitely.
And then Thor Ragnarok is, I feel like, a bit of an anomaly, right? Like, I feel like it's remembered very fondly, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's. I feel like it had a weird pacing to it, and it felt a little like it was smushing like two different comic book stories into one with like the gladiator Hulk thing, and then I don't know, it felt a little all over the place. I'd put it in average personally. That's just me.
Same.
That's just me.
I know it has a lot more hype than that, but it didn't really hit for me.
You got any thoughts on that one, X?
I mean, I don't know. I think it's an interesting one just because I feel like it was caught in like a sandwich in a sense when you think about it, where it's just like, I mean, Dark World was such a trash movie that like they should have never made, and
Yeah.
we almost just like it's kind of like I'm trying to think of what it's kind of like you get something really trash, and directly after you get something that's moderately good, but because of how bad the first one was, I'm like this one's elevated so much higher. So I feel like Ragnarok. I mean, I thought it was a really good movie, but I think we gassed it up because of how bad the movie before that was. And then when you think about the fourth one, I thought Love and Thunder was a fun movie. I wouldn't necessarily call it an MCU movie. I thought it was just, you know, what's his name? The guy that plays Thor,
Hemsworth.
Hemsworth. Yeah, I thought it was just a fun movie for him to just joke around, and you know, we can make some laughs and stuff. But I mean, that's where the difference between like them doing that and making people laugh and like Guardians, you know, they differ because Guardians can make you laugh, but the storyline for Guardians is so good, and like that's one of the things I really slept on. I'm surprised it's not, you know, higher up on their list. I mean, but I mean, based on Infinity War being 15, I don't know what the fuck they think
Yeah.
Guardians is. It's
It's
probably
number
on the
8.
bottom 5.
It's number 8. Guardians. The first Guardians is number 8. For
Okay.
reference.
That's
Uh,
decent actually.
well, 7 is Shang-Chi. So
Is that in what?
7th is Shang-Chi and the Ten Rings, which I'm fine with because I love that movie. I
Yeah.
think it's a super underrated Marvel movie, but that's
It's another one that kind of falls into that Eternals category where they, you know, they kind of modernized it, which they really would have needed to do because original Shang-Chi just wouldn't fit in with what they're trying to do these days, you know?
Yeah.
So I was happy with how they kind of translated that into modern MCU times. I'd just really like to see them do more with that character because I love Shang-Chi.
yeah, they gotta. They gotta. All right. Well, I moved Thor: Love and Thunder up to bad. I feel like it wasn't as I can't put it at the same level as Dark World, uh,
Yeah.
but I
It
would put
is
it at the
funny
same
that
level.
both of those were in the bottom five.
Yeah, yeah. Thor is just highs and lows, pinnacle of it.
Yeah, the Gore performance was really great and definitely, short lived, but would have loved to see more from that character. I would have loved to see that movie be a little more serious with how serious
Mhm.
that villain is, and the portions of his portions of the movie were serious, but everything else was just such a joke, kind of
Yeah.
like, yeah, I wouldn't put it at the very bottom, but not far from it.
Yeah, it was a fun one, and
Yeah.
yeah, could have used that serious edge for sure.
I mean, I guess I have a question for you guys. Do you think I think sometimes, and correct me if you guys feel otherwise, it really depends on who's directing it. I mean, sometimes, I mean, you can have a really good director, but they just don't. They put in so much of who they are, and which is obviously I want you to stay true to what you do. But sometimes, like, I don't really need that from you. You know what I mean? Like, I love
Yeah.
Taika Waititi, but like sometimes, like, I need a little more. And like, he's great with what he does. So like, maybe if there was a different vision, through a director, or it's like, I mean, you can say that with a lot of other films outside of the MCU. If you get the right director, that could have been so much better. And it's like, I think about Dark World, had we
Mm,
had, I don't know, I mean, I'm blanking now on who could have been, or like Sam Raimi, like that would have been great. You get something like super gory, you get Sam Raimi on there. I'm like, he loves that sort of stuff. So I don't know. How do you guys agree? Where I mean, director kind of
yeah,
plays a part in some of this. Like, I mean, casting obviously, if you get the right people, you can make a really shitty movie decent. But if you get a really shitty film and you get an average director, I mean, it doesn't balance out. I don't know.
Yeah.
no, exactly. You're spot on. I mean, like, imagine if they got like Wes Anderson or something to direct an MCU
Like,
movie.
yeah, I mean,
That'd be so wild, right? But it might work for like a special, you
yeah,
know.
I would
Uh,
love a Christopher Nolan like short series. That would. I mean, he's incredible.
uh,
He's a little busy right now, but whatever.
our good friend Mr. Reverend Wormwood says Thor: Love and Thunder should have made it just about Jane Foster, like it was meant to be.
Yeah.
Great point as well. That's totally, yeah, it should have been more about Jane.
We had
More.
Ozzy up there in the chat too.
Yeah, oh yeah, yeah. Daniel Osborne
Yep.
saying Ragnarok was one of my favorites, especially the bridge scene. Immigrant Song by Led Zeppelin. That was that was definitely one of the top moments of that movie, without a doubt. Like that sticks. I remember that. That was awesome. That was a great moment. Um, all right. Well, here's our tier list of MCU movies. The top top five and the bottom five according to Rotten Tomatoes. We've ranked them. Uh, we weren't super far off from what they said, but there's some interesting takes in there, which I appreciate.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we could probably swap some of those with some things that are on that bottom section, but I mean,
Oh
listen,
yeah,
they did their job in creating a conversation about it, so I'm not going to shit on journalists for doing journalist things because that's what they're probably taught to do in journalism. Like, just make us think about something and get clicks on it, and that's how they make a living. So I'm not going to shit on them for.
I don't even know totally how Rotten Tomatoes like comes up with if the scores are like the watch like the viewers, or if this is like the critics or whatever. Like I don't actually know.
I know what it is. They put in a little Chat GPT thing now, and they just ask, "Hey, is this a decent film?" And Chat GPT is just like, "No." And it's like, "All right, bad 3." That's exactly what it is now. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think we need a quick word from our sponsors, if that's all right with you fellas.
Do your thing.
Uh, so we've got two great sponsors. The first one we're going to talk about is a lovely little couple who run a eBay store and a in-person kind of table at a local flea market here in town. But we're talking about their eBay store today, which is run by our lovely friends. The wife's name is Angie, and I believe the husband's name is Andrew. I'm just double checking so I make sure I get it right. Andy, yeah, Andy and Angie. So they run this wonderful little comic book eBay page here, which offers a lot of really good, really interesting modern comics A lot of exclusive, a lot of ratio books, a lot of just really cool variants, to be honest with you guys, at a really good price. For example, here we got a 1 in 100 variant of the Marvel Ghost Rider Return of Vengeance #1. $35 for a 1 in 100.
Yeah.
It's a crazy
So
deal.
That's pretty good.
one,
Yeah.
one thing, before we send packages to each other,
Yeah.
I want to have you pick up a couple books for me. So I hopped onto the store here
Yeah.
and put a few books in my cart,
Okay.
and unfortunately, it was only like 3 books.
Yeah.
And I'd say my total for the books, so that's the one I want for sure. The total for the books was like maybe $40, and of course they're charging me like $58 for shipping.
Yeah.
So I'm just like,
Yeah. That's
maybe I could just send you the money and have you grab me the books that I want.
yeah. That's those.
That
That's
Momoko Red Room being one of them.
well. Not if I get it first. No, I'm kidding. You'll get it. But
Just
yeah,
take a picture with it first.
yeah. So that's part of the reason why we wanted to make sure we had a Canadian sponsor as well for all of our handful of Canadian friends out here,
Yeah.
because yeah, it's a little bit cheaper when you get it shipped from Canada when it's within Canada. Same with America, and it sucks when you have to ship across borders. But yeah, so for all our Canadian friends, this is a great opportunity, a great place to look for like some of these kind of like interesting, affordable graded books, affordable high ratios, affordable convention exclusives, and like everything in between. So, like, I really encourage you guys to go take a look. Not only are they sponsoring the show by providing us this giveaway, which I'm going to talk about a little bit more in just a minute to make sure you guys enter in and make sure it goes home to somebody. But if you buy some stuff, I'm going to give you $5 as a little kickback. 'Cause I don't know how to do eBay promos, so if you buy something from our good friends here, going to do a little $5 kickback for you, especially if you're in Canada. And you'll get some entries into our giveaway. We get extra 5 entries for every product, every book you buy. You get an extra 5. So you might spend 20, 30, $40 on a couple books, and you might get yourself a nice little graded Batman 251 facsimile. I'm sorry if you guys can hear a dog barking in the background. There's a dog running around somewhere. Uh, yeah, this is a great little place to check out for all of our Canadian friends, to see if you guys can find something cool, something interesting, something that maybe will complete your collection. And that's the links will be in the description for this video and all of our past videos. And I think that's more or less the little spiel. Just go support some Canadian people. So there you go. Yeah, lots of cool stuff. Check it out, please and thank you. And with that, I'll quickly just talk about the book here. So yeah, this is a 9.8 facsimile edition of Batman 251, which was provided to us by our lovely giveaway sponsors who we just talked about. So to enter in, all you got to do is go to our Instagram page. We've got a post under the Paper and Plastic Instagram. I'm pulling it up right here so you guys can see it. There we go. So you want to go to this post from about 1 week ago, and you'll have rules and instructions there on how to enter. And you'll get bonus entries by using hashtag GimmeBatman during the live show. You'll get an entry for liking and sharing the post. And like I said, for purchasing some products from our giveaway sponsor. And this will be running till March 18th. At that point, we'll do a little live draw here on the show, and someone's going to be walking away with a really cool graded comic for just basically for free. So make sure you guys enter in, check it out. There's fewer people entered than you would expect, so you got a really good shot. You got a really good chance of bringing this guy home, and I'm going to mail it to you regardless of the shipping costs. So,
Wow, man of the people.
Yeah, a man of the people. Yeah, the hero Paper and Plastic deserves.
We'll share that charge too.
And I believe you said the kind folks at Imperial Comics wanted us to talk about something specifically.
Yeah. So he's kind of relaunched his website. Um, I don't know. He's got new inventory up there, and he's doing a sale. Yeah, buy five get one free, and I think he's even got a giveaway that's going on right now. Um, man, just the best, one of the best sellers out there, and what a giveaway too, by the way. Um,
Oh,
Wow.
so this is the issue that follows the death of Gwen Stacy.
oh yeah, yeah,
So I think this is what the death of the Green Goblin.
yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
man, I mean a 3.5. I'm pretty sure that's probably like at least a $500 book right there. Um, so yeah, definitely just take a look at what the requirements for that giveaway are and get yourself going. I've already been getting tagged. I assume one of the requirements is an app mention because I've my inbox right now is flooded with app mentions on this post. Um, so yeah, just I just want to again just plug these guys. I want to show that I lead by example here. Um, this is
Okay.
yeah, that's the
That's
last
fire.
month's worth of story claims from them. So I got that awesome sticker, and I don't know, like 50 books there. And I think that's probably only like $200 worth of books.
Wow.
And some good. I mean, I got some really good stuff. Batman and Demon, little crossover. First Wolverine and Deadpool battle.
Ooh.
Just crazy inventory. Um, like I said, he's relaunched his website. Just tons of categories, huge key books, great filler. Just one of the best sellers out there for sure.
And he's just so nice in supporting us. I said it last week that he's keeping the lights on in this show, and it's it's not exaggerating. He really is
Yeah.
keeping the lights on in this show. So we are just so grateful for his support, his encouragement, his vote of confidence, and his supporting us is just incredible.
Yeah,
Uh,
definitely.
so yeah, thank you so
Yeah.
much.
So again, just follow him on Instagram. Pay attention to his story claims. He's doing all kinds of stuff. He's got his website launch there, the giveaway, the buy five get one free. I mean, just you don't want to miss any of the stuff that he's doing. Yeah, I mean, just so much stuff to pick up.
Yeah, and man, I love that we have sponsors for both our Canadian viewers and our American viewers now. That's really important to me to
Yeah.
make sure we can give everyone a nice little opportunity to save a little bit of money, to make some cool purchases, and yeah, thank you guys so much for sponsoring and for watching.
Yep.
Uh, was there anything else that we really wanted to cover in this episode today?
Um, well, I know we had a few viewer submissions to share. I don't know if you got any, but well, I guess I think I only sent over the few, right?
Uh, yeah, you from one of them was from your cousin, I
Yeah.
think. I think that's the only one I'm seeing here at the moment. Let's see if
Okay.
I can pull
Yeah,
those.
DMT I think was gonna send some stuff, but didn't get his figures in time, so he'll have something probably next week.
Yeah,
But yeah, my cousin who's in the chat every week, Wicked Witch of the Northwest, um, picking up some comic books.
absolutely. I see some King Spawn, some Penguin, Gotham Sirens. I love that there's no Marvel in here. I don't know why. That's just really fun to me.
Yeah, I wanna say that he was a really big Batman. I know he loved Bane. I know he loves Joker. So yeah, definitely probably leans more on the DC side,
Mm.
as well as Spawn. I know he loves Spawn, so yeah, I love to see it, man. He's picking up comic books. He's got a nice little haul there going. So yeah, we
Oh,
started something.
I stand corrected. He had one Hulk book,
Oh yeah, yeah,
which we'll let slide since it's I think it's from the Donny Cates run. So
sure.
I appreciate that.
But in a world that's like ruled by Marvel, I mean, what a beautiful thing to see, a newish comic book collector just picking up all DC, I love that.
Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but I would always say DC has some of the best storytelling in comics. Like,
Especially right now,
yeah,
in my opinion.
yeah. That means X, you need to maybe pick up a DC book.
I think I've been so lost in the Marvel Unlimited app that it's so easy to just read from there. And I don't know if DC has an equivalent, and if they do, then by all means. But I mean, you guys know I've been on a bit of a hiatus on buying books for a bit. But luckily, things are turning around, and I'll be back to buying books more frequently, and I don't have to be super lost in our group chat anymore. And I can be more active in knowing what's going on, and other than the MCU, and how I casually stay up to date with like Marvel books.
And we're just moving into kind of like the part of the show where I just kind of in the background here just pick what books I'm going to be pre-ordering for the week so I don't forget.
Yeah.
Oh, this is great. This is a POV.
Yeah, don't forget, friends, Absolute Green Lantern. Final cutoff is this week. If you want to pre-order your copy of Green Lantern, now's the time to do it. Go support your local comic book shop. Pre-order
So
some.
that's coming at the end of the month or April.
This will be out April 2nd.
Mm.
April 2nd for those curious. So the final cutoff order is March 10th. That way your shop is able to get that order in and make sure you get your copy. Lots of cool covers for this week. And I'm just excited to. I don't think I've ever actually read a Green Lantern comic book series. So, other than Green Lantern Dark, which I don't think counts,
How is that? I haven't jumped into that yet.
I think it's on issue 3.
3.
3
Yeah.
just came out. I actually really enjoyed the first issue. I haven't gotten to the second one yet, but
I love the Elseworld stuff. I have a cover that kind of slipped by me, but it's the female version of Guy Gardner. She's totally got the bowl cut and everything.
when did this one come out?
Dude, let me go find it. You do your thing for a second.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So before I forget, Samrock actually did send me a picture earlier this week of a couple comics he picked up. He's reminding me in the chat. Thank you, Sam. Batman 475 and Superman number 9. I'm curious to know if the Superman Joker one here is a key, because I know Batman 75 is the first appearance of, is it Renee Montoya? I want to say. I might be mistaken. I know that one is a key. I'm just not too sure about that Superman. So, Rock, you have to let me know if that's I'm sure it's an important one. It looks like an iconic cover at the very least.
No, for sure.
Yeah, I think it's Renee. Yeah, Renee Montoya first appeared in 475. Sam Rock, also correcting, being a little fact checker. I love it. Doc, do you know if this Batman number 9 is a key at all?
Which one's? Oh, the Batman there.
Or the Superman, sorry, the laughing Joker one.
Oh, I'm familiar with it, but I don't know off the top.
Oh, I'm gonna have to bust out this old CLZ app here and take a quick peek. Superman.
Clean.
9.
Sloth.
Huh? Oh yeah, he's got it. Yeah, Doc's got the book.
So yeah, the female Guy Gardner, or I don't know. I haven't read it, so I don't know who she is, but she's totally got the bowl cut.
I didn't even realize she has that bowl cut, but yeah,
Yeah,
she totally does. Yeah. Is that the foil or is that the regular?
Just the regular number 1.
Yeah. Also, I double checked that Superman number 9. The key on it is it's a cover art by John Bryan. John Bryan.
John Byrne.
John
Yeah.
Byrne. My bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's not really. It's weird when they call that a key.
Yeah. Just call it an iconic cover and call it a day.
Yeah.
Well, that's. Oh man, I'd love to get some more of those old DC books. I don't really have too many of them. Ooh. I think I might just order this for the variant. Oh man.
Oh man, that's sick.
I just love Zoe Thorogood so much. Let's see this. The little Joker hanging out in the back after
Oh yeah.
doing a little vandalizing on the Black Canary's mirror there. I hate having the ability to pre-order just covers because I'm like, oh, I like that variant. Like I shouldn't be able to do that. It's just bad. It's bad for my wallet.
I get it.
What was that?
I said I get it. As a variant whore myself, I mean, I will definitely overlook the quality of the book story if the variant cover looks insane, especially if it's a Momoko. I'm like, I mean, obviously, I think we're all on the same page on Momoko, but
Yeah.
You betcha. You betcha.
we need to get Momoko to sponsor this show.
She needs to come on as a guest, man. I'll lose.
I can't imagine what that would cost.
You maybe have to give up your child.
I think West Coast Avengers is working on getting her on his show, so I'll have to ask him what that's running him.
Hopefully, I just want to see. I want to see how that plays out.
Comic Tropes did an interview with her not too long ago, maybe a month or two ago. Really good interview. I'll send you that if you didn't see it. But he's like a really big YouTuber, like hundreds of thousands of subscribers. And he's local to the Northwest also.
Oh, okay.
So pretty cool. He was actually a long time ago, he was one of those superheroes in downtown Seattle.
Oh.
You remember when that was kind of a thing, like maybe 8-10 years ago? He was one of those guys that got up and got quite a bit of publicity for it. Maybe not the best, but yeah.
All publicity is good publicity, I guess.
Sure, true. Except the main guy turned out to be like a drug dealer or something crazy. He was like the main dude that they would constantly focus on. Yeah. And turned out to not be like the greatest of guys.
I mean, if he was playing as Kingpin, maybe he was just in character or something.
Yeah. It was, yeah.
All right. Do you know what Resurrection Man is?
No, that cover's dope.
There's some really cool covers, but I don't know anything about this character. But I'm going to just pick up the first 2 issues, I guess, because.
Who's the publisher?
It's DC.
Yeah.
It's written by Ram V and art by Anata RK. And the covers just look wild. So,
Whoa. It's like a tattoo.
Yeah, maybe I'll review that one whenever it comes out in a couple weeks because that looks trippy. I hope it's just a fever dream. That's what I really liked about that Doctor Strange series by Trad Moore. A couple years ago. What was that? Doctor Strange
Fall Sunrise
or something like that. Yeah, speaking of fever dreams.
Yeah, no kidding.
That was a great one.
Yeah.
Anything from Distillery? Oh, there we go. This is a series I'm actually really looking forward to, A Mischief of Magpies. And it's mostly because I really like this artist. They did a series quite a while ago called Step by Bloody Step. And there was no dialogue or text or narration in it. So it was all just the artwork.
Oh, wow.
Oh, my gosh. It was just gorgeous.
Those can be fun.
Yeah, it was totally different, and it was just very refreshing. So I believe it's the same artist doing this series, so I'm looking forward to checking this one out.
It's kind of like when I get Japanese manga, and so obviously can't read it. So I'm just kind of like flipping through, enjoying the pages, kind of trying
Yeah,
to figure out what's going on.
yeah. Oh, yeah. So you just get it in, like, original Japanese then?
Well, yeah, I buy from a guy, Japan Book Hunter,
Oh,
who is actually over there, as well as West Coast Avengers was there recently, and he got some stuff. Um, you still pay quite a bit for shipping, but I ordered a set of Devilman from Japan Book Hunter.
yeah.
Did I show you that? And it
No,
got here in like 2 days from
I
Japan.
Wow.
It was wild.
I was not aware of that, no. You're gonna have to show me those. You're gonna send me maybe next. Oh,
Oh hell yeah, Zootopia.
I just want this for the sloth.
Whoa!
Hold on, this is adorable. Look at him.
What? No way!
That's pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
Oh,
See,
dude,
this is more my steez. All right, you got me.
dude, I might. All right, hold on. It's a 1 in 15. Hopefully they can get it for me.
Damn, 1 in 15.
Yeah, hopefully they can. God, that's gonna be like my first Disney book.
That's great. I'm here for
That
the Disney arc for you.
I just want it for the sloth, bro. Like he's so cute.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's
love
sick.
that.
It really goes to show that sometimes you just need a fire cover to just lure anyone in. Because I mean,
Yeah.
Resurrection Man. I'm like, had you not seen that cover, I mean, would you have even bothered to maybe look at it? It's just like, I mean, as someone who used to just buy comics for the cover art alone before I really got into it, I was
Yeah.
like, had it not been for some of these crazy designs and these crazy variants, I'm like, I would have never even touched these books. But
Yeah.
here we are.
Isn't that just crazy, eh? It's just sometimes it's just you're just reminded that it's just good art. It's
Yeah.
just quality, hard labor, putting in the hours, and creating something cool. It goes a long way. Well, like I said, that's a 1 in 15 sloth variant I just ordered, and it's probably going to cost me a couple extra bucks, but it's like,
It's
I
all
want
right.
it. I want it.
Maybe not though.
No, my shop, you know them. You know them. They go too easy on me sometimes. But yeah, I'm just looking. Oh, so here's another one of the new Spawn books that's coming out.
Oh
The
wow.
Spawn Black Ritual of Nyx. Uh, are you familiar with this character, Doc?
No.
I think she's. I might be mistaken, but I thought she was the one who's currently ruling hell in the Spawn series.
Oh.
Maybe I'm mistaken
Okay.
though. She's like a pretty important character right now, which is
Yeah, that looks very interesting. I'll
yeah.
probably be picking that up.
She was the first. I didn't realize she was the first she Spawn.
Oh wow.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, she now reigns as the Queen of Hell. Interesting. Yeah. No, this should be an interesting one. Do I get the blank cover or do I get the virgin of the variant? That's the question though.
That virgin's
Virgin.
fire.
Yeah,
All right. Twist my arm. All right.
that's the one.
It's pre-ordered. Let's just get book 2 while we're at it. That way I'm not missing out. Some more Salmon Twitch, Scorched. I think I've already got these pre-ordered. Maybe not. There we go. Sorry, I'm just like still scrolling through a little bit quickly here because I know Marvel's going to come up in a second. I'm going to spend too long looking at all the Marvel books. Yeah. Ooh. Wait. Are they reprinting Annihilation Conquest? Oh, it's an omnibus. Okay, I see.
Oh, that's a good story.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah. Oh. I feel like Annihilation was probably the first comic I read like as an event or a series or whatever. I think was Annihilation.
Okay.
It would have been because Funko put out that Nova figure.
Uh-huh.
Had no idea who Nova was. So I was like, that's a really cool little Funko. And sure enough, that was the first comic book I read was because of that Funko.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So Annihilation has a special place in my heart.
Yeah.
And Annihilation Conquest obviously came a little bit later for me, but yeah, those are some of my favorite stories. X, were you watching the other day when I came across this cover?
Oh, no, but I mean
It's so good.
it's a nice cover.
Yeah.
Dude, she's slaying.
I get it. I understand.
Pre-ordered that one immediately.
Did I clip that?
I don't know. We should though. That's a really funny little bit, wasn't
Yeah.
it? Oh gosh.
That's a
Oh
nice
man,
little cover.
I'm falling behind. Falling behind on my Phoenix. So this is one that's going to be, I think, stirring up a little bit of
Yeah.
some Predator versus Spider-Man. Ooh wee.
Is that going to be one of these parental advisory polybagged?
It does say rated parental advisory. I
Wow.
don't know if it will be polybagged though. Ooh, whoa. Ouch.
Well, like I know they're polybagging all the Blade issues right now.
Yeah. And I think there's an Elektra series too that's polybagged as well.
It's funny because even with the parental advisor, I still feel like the stuff's a little like not that edgy, you know?
Yeah. I got the Elektra one from or
Oh wow.
Daredevil. Oh, it's just I thought it was Elektra. Daredevil Unleash Hell. But I don't think I ever really read it yet. So still in the polyback.
Series or one off?
I thought it was a series, but now I really don't know. Yeah. It was one of those random ones I just picked up because I liked the artwork on the cover.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, I'm definitely not ordering the Greg Land variant, even though it's the foil, and I'm a sucker for foils. But I'm going to probably just go with Pepe Pepe Lazarus. Is he? Do you remember? I know the name rings a bell off the top of my head. I just can't remember what he does.
Yeah, I can't pinpoint.
I'm looking on. Oh, okay. Okay, I know what he's done. Okay, I'll go with that. Sorry, I wish I could show you my CLZ app on my phone here, but there's
Oh
just
yeah.
a couple little ones there from him there. X, what kind of comic book do you think would bring you back? That is something you'd really like if you saw on the shelf, you'd just immediately jump for it. Anything?
I don't know. I feel like Spider-Man Noir. I need him back. I mean, I feel like he has like some short series where like I mean I really love. It's like I mean I've just been so fascinated with just him in general.
Yeah.
That I mean I haven't really heard, and maybe I'm not in touch, but I haven't heard of a Spider-Man Noir series in quite some time, and I think they oversaturate. Obviously, Spider-Man is one of the most oversaturated characters in Marvel, so I guess I get it because I mean, there's so many different Spider-Mans that you can make, which I love. I mean, I love the Spider-Verse, but I feel like Spider-Man Noir doesn't get enough love. Or also even like I don't know. I think I need another like Spider Verse, series to really like bring me back in. I mean, just get all of
There
them.
is an
You're gonna,
is
you're
there
gonna,
I
is there
think
now?
there's one coming out this week.
Is it this week? I thought it. What one
Pretty
is it?
sure I saw it today on League of Comic Geeks.
All right, hold on. Let me go
Oh, I'm
here.
cooked then.
I'll take a little look. Let me see. It's not the the Venom one, is it?
I'm not sure. I think it was a
Oh,
Spider Verse
you're right. It
series.
is. It is. Oh, I didn't realize this was starting already. Oops. There we go.
Oh, there you go. I'm back in.
Web of Spider-Verse New Blood. I believe this one is it's two series. I thought it was a Web of Spider-Verse and then the Web of Venomverse, and it was like a back and forth series. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, I didn't look into it too much.
I could have sworn that's what that one was. But I also can't keep up with I can barely keep up with Spider-Man stuff as it
Yeah.
is.
For me, like with everything else like I'm getting, like all the Spider-Man stuff is just too much. But I mean, if you
Yeah.
were just focused on that, like of course, that would, that would be one to go for. But
Well, you of all people, you two know how much I'm into Spidey as far as comics. Where I
right.
think anytime that I talk about comics, it's like, oh well, let's speak about the multiple different Spider variants
Yeah.
that I have. Obviously, you can't
Well, it's
see it in
like
this random room that I'm on now, but
you can do all the Spider-Man stuff, or you like do everything else. Like
yeah.
there's so much Spider-Man. Like
Yeah.
you could just do that,
Well, I mean, I can attribute the reason why I started branching out is because of you guys. Because prior to me getting into other things, I mean, I only showed you guys Spider-Man comic covers, and then we ended up doing, and obviously when we started doing the polls and stuff, and we did our little
Mhm.
like comic book, matchups. I was like, you
Yeah.
know what, maybe I should diversify my thing here because I felt bad because you'd be like, oh, we should do another, comic matchup thing, and I'm like, all right, you guys want to do Spider-Man
Yeah.
again?
We did, didn't we do a Spider? Did we do a Spider-Man
Yeah.
We
long
did, and
one?
I think I
Yeah,
got absolutely dusted, and I was like, "How? This is
Yeah.
what I'm known for."
it's too funny.
But I mean, listen, I love those matchups, and but like I said, I think I got to attribute the reason why I started to branch out and get into other series, and other than like the comic book art, because I mean, I'd be remiss to say that I wasn't put on to Momoko from YouTube, and just and so many other things in the comic book space in general. So I mean, I'll take whatever credit on bringing us together, but I mean, you guys are the meat and potatoes of this. I'm kind of just here. I'm a side dish. I'll let you guys do your thing, and they can enjoy me at some other point, but. Yeah, thankfully you guys put me on to some really good issues, and now I can't say I'm just a Spider-Man guy. I'm out here. I mean, 2 years ago I would have been wearing just a Spidey shirt, and look at me now.
Yeah, that's a sick shirt, by the way.
I mean, I'm wearing
Hey, you
Spidey
came
pajamas.
proper.
You're wearing better stuff than I am. I was just gonna say that yeah, Spider Book is the Web of Spider-Verse. It's a one shot,
Oh,
and then
okay.
it's immediately
Okay.
followed up by the Web of Venomverse one shot, which will come out next month.
Well, maybe
And
I'll do it then. I can handle a couple one shots.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think there is a connecting cover variant. This is at least what we see for the Spider-Verse one. That's pretty cool. I like it.
Oh, that's dope.
There
Yeah.
you go.
So yeah, there you go. We got at least a little bit. We got a one shot of the Spider-Verse for you. So nice and easy. Maybe you can pick up that one and maybe if
Oh,
you
for
see it.
sure. Or if they did another one of those that series that well, it wasn't a series, but I guess it was an art series that Alex Ross did. What was it, like a year or two ago? Or it was like I think it was all the villains.
Yeah.
Well, we
If
got
he
bad
did
news.
something like that again, oh god, he's doing that again. I
We
should have
just
never.
talked about. Go roll back the last episode. You'll see us
Yeah.
talking about it.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind, never mind. I gotta catch up.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Yeah, he is doing a bunch of them, and he's a really cool Moon Knight one, and yeah,
Oh
it's
god. Well,
yeah.
every time I'm shooting myself in the foot. Every time I say that it would bring me back, and then it's like, oh well, actually, um,
Time
Tomorrow.
to eat your words. Yeah.
like so you're gonna buy books tomorrow, is what you said. Like, all right, got
Yeah.
He just really backed himself into a corner.
it.
Uh, really quick, I'll do my little. I don't have it here updated on my website, unfortunately, but that Venom Godzilla cover, it's up to $31 again. You can't
Oh,
really,
nice.
you can't really see it there. Last week it was at 29, bumped it right back up to 31.
There
So
you go.
Sweet.
there's our Venom Godzilla watch. But I think we kind of wrapped up. I think if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah, definitely. I
You guys
think
killed it.
we took a pretty hard hit on viewership tonight, I think, for Daredevil.
Can't believe it.
Typically we have a lot more participants, but it is what it is.
I'm surprised no one like really sounded off against us on the Spider-Man No Way Home, putting it
Yeah.
at but
I mean, I don't know if you can argue against it. I think we made a solid argument, and listen, I'm all for a debate, but I
Yeah.
don't know. I don't think there's really much to speak about other than everybody kind of has the same idea, and if you don't, you're just not really being honest.
there you go. Yeah. Samrock, I have no interest in Daredevil, so I was happy watching the live tonight. My man.
Yeah, for real.
Uh,
Thanks, Sam.
so yeah, thank you. He's here
But
every week.
it's a bigger day than Daredevil Day. It's Doc's birthday, so don't forget that. That's what
Yeah.
tonight was about. So
Yeah.
let's not talk about Daredevil. It's Doc's birthday, even though admittedly I'm gonna watch Daredevil later.
Yeah.
But I'm here now, so that's all that matters.
You know
Yeah.
what's funny? I was thinking about changing tonight's episode from Paper and Plastic just to Daredevil episode episode
There
one.
you go. There you
Hoping
go.
we could get some people that are confused.
Yeah,
Put
yeah.
some early access.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, call it episode 3.
Daredevil premiere, not in the trailer.
Yeah.
And it's just us three. And we're like, psych. Anyway, let's dive into it.
Yeah, we're going to talk everything except Daredevil. All right, well, I think that's a good place to wrap up, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on this wonderful Tuesday night. Wishing Dr. Plagas a happy, wonderful birthday. Another trip around the globe. We want to thank Exile, our good friend here, for not only bringing us together from the very beginning, but for joining us on this episode tonight, man. And we just appreciate you. And,
Oh yeah, man. I mean, thanks for the invite in general. I mean, like I said, the moment you guys invited me, I was like, I don't know why this is a question. I just need to figure out my schedule. Obviously, I wish I was I had a better backdrop and I wasn't in this random garage. But it was either not make it tonight, or you know what, we're in a bathroom and we're here. We're just vibing, boys.
Hey, you took the backdrop and just put it on your shirt, dude.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Well, thank you, boys, so much. This has been great. And
see you guys in the chat.
See us in the chat. Send us pictures of the things you find when you're out and about and you're hunting and collecting. You don't even have to buy the thing. You just see it on the wall. Take a picture of it. We want to see what you guys are finding. And don't forget to enter into our getaway. Our getaway. Yeah, you can come visit us. No, giveaway. We're giving away a book. We're not doing a getaway. So yeah, thank you guys. All right. See you later.
All right, man. See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Whatever.